Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. We are going to wrap this thing up today. So once you have created your pattern, cut out your material, made you a button, and sewn the button on there, the button is really straightforward. I mean, it's just in and out, in and out, in and out, and I leave a little tail so I can tie it on the back. But what I'm about to show you is going to be the same way you sew that button on. So we start these inside out, like I told you before. So when we turn it the correct way, the seams are on the inside. So you need a needle. This is just a small little needle that came in the needle pack from the $12 repair kit that I done a video on a while back. Then you need, this is just waxed braid that was also included with it. And just tear me off a piece. Thread my needle. So what I do when I do mine is I'm going to start here at the top. So I make sure my holes are going to line up. And put my needle in that first hole. See how it's going to. There we go. And I'm gonna just pull my little tag through a couple times. And I'm gonna come back out this top hole again. And this is gonna be basically what I secure my pouch with at the end. So I've just left this little tag on there. Now I'm going to go to the other end of my string. Get my thread in there. And like when we're doing this, this is called a running stitch, and it can be used to repair all kinds of stuff. And this is just, we're using it on leather with pre-poked holes versus just doing it in and out of cloth where you just go in and out and it doesn't have to have holes poked in it. But it's basically the same deal. So I'm gonna go in here. And then since I'm one hole down from the bottom, I'm going to start one hole down over here. Just so it matches, it lines up. And then, get on my knees down here so I can see. Then it's just in and out, in and out, in and out. Dang, I need to get a pair of pliers. When I come out the back, I go to the next hole and I go back through. Depending on what you use to poke holes, sometimes it's it's hard to get them started again. And the next one. And go to the next one on the back. And see, this is an awl. It doesn't look like this hole is quite all the way through here. I just want to make sure that it goes all the way through there. And this is just basically flop it one way. We'll just do a few more of these just to make sure it's all the way through. But you just go from side to side. Could have used a smaller needle, I believe. Or larger holes. This was the one I was demoing the other day, and could have did a better job poking holes, I guess. And this is the, like, this is it. There's not anything fancy. To do, we just go back and forth. And when I say back and forth, I mean as in like front to back. So this will be so I come out this side. Now I need to go back in this side. I'll come out the back, flip it over, go back in the back. Not nothing crazy. And like if you got your holes big enough, depending on what size needle and thread you're putting in there, you don't have to have a pair of pliers to poke them through. I didn't have a very soft back, so when I was showing you guys how to put those holes in here, if I would have had like a board underneath it versus this cutting pad, it would have let it go through further and just left big holes. So that's just why it's looking like it's gonna take so long. Normally it doesn't take this long. Yeah, I'm not gonna bore you guys with doing this entire thing, but that is pretty much how to sew. And then, so look, what I'll do, let's say I get to the end Alright, I've sewed all the way down. We'll just pretend this is... I went to the bottom and now I'm on my way back up. So when I'm on my way back up, I'm alternating from last time. So it comes out of this one, I'm going to go in this one. I'm basically filling in the... Dang, put myself filling in the gap. Now go all the way back to the top. Pulling it pretty tight every time. If you get too crazy tight with it, it'll wrinkle. And then it just will have some wrinkles in it. There's lots of ways to keep it. Like if it was a thicker leather, I would try to do that like saddle stitch or whatever it's called. And that's just basically going in and out with two needles, not simultaneously, but kind of. Like I would have the thread pulled all the way through, and I would be putting them like this. And then tightening it as I go with this little soft stuff like this. It's fine for this type of material, and it's the same basic stitch that I would use to fix my shirt or something if I needed to repair some clothing. There's another called a whip stitch that goes around the outside like this, but I don't necessarily like to use that for my leather work and stuff. This, I think, just puts a tighter seam. Go through here. And I'll come back in right here. Sorry, sewing is not super fancy, but it would have been faster if my holes would have been bigger. And then what I'm going to do, I left this little tail here in the beginning. So now I'm going to go all the way through that top one. And then when I go back through, I'm just going to poke it through the center. I'm just going to come out right here. So I have two pieces there. And I had cut enough string to do the full length of it. But then right here I'm just going to tie the overhand knot. Good and tight. Cut that off and then burn it with the lighter to keep it from unraveling. But see, this was the outside edge. Once we turned it inside out, this seam would look like that. This is just unfinished. So it would go from looking like this to like that. Pretty easy. It's not super stimulating, but it's in and out, in and out, in and out. Then when you get to the bottom, you'll just go in the one that you went in on the opposite side and go the opposite way. And basically what you're going to look for is the first pass is going to look, this will be stitched. So it'll be, you know, one here, you'll skip one there, skip one there. And then on your way back, you're filling up those empty spots until it looks like one continuous seam like that, I guess you'd say, one long piece of string. But it's not hard. And in that, just that'll work on any kind of fabric. This running stitch. You can get your blue jeans with it, or shirt, or whatever. You can do it. And I'll do a, like, on my pants, I do a running stitch first to pull it all together, and then I do a whip stitch. And when I come back, I do it the other way and makes like an X on my pants. I always get a hole right there after a couple years, but that's a running stitch with a whip stitch over the top of it. Same basic deal. And the best way that I can tell you guys to practice that is just sew something. Make you a ditty bag. Make you a small bag that you can put your snacks in, or something, and run it. You know, after a little while of doing it, you'll see that it's really not hard, and you can do all kind of stuff if you just apply yourself. And I did that with the items from that $12 kit that we got. That's what, whenever we do creating stuff on here, I want to use this kit. That way you guys can see that it's just, it don't take a lot of money to do it. But anywho, that's it, guys. That's a running stitch. I appreciate the support. Check out all the older stuff on the Instagram at Bushcraft Kelso. Bushcraftkelso.com for gizmos and gadgets. Feel free to like and subscribe. We've got a bunch more stuff coming. I just got to find time to do it. But alright, I appreciate y'all. Good luck with your pouch. Later.